everyone talks about meditation like it's a miracle fix for stress and anxiety. But what if I told you that it's not actually right for everyone? In fact, for some people, meditation can result in more frustration than the peace that they were looking for. In this video, we're going to dive into why meditation might not be the answer and how slow living habits can actually bring you peace and the calm that you're looking for. And I've got 3 habits for you, so stick around to the end and see what they are. My name is Emily. I've been practicing slow living for about 5 years, and I'm here to tell you I've managed to do that without meditation. Okay, so these are my main controversial issues with meditation. Firstly, it does nothing to actually fix the chaos that you are living in. I think actually it can add to it. It's another thing that you're going to put on that to-do list. It's another thing that you can criticize yourself for failing. And it can be very, very uncomfortable when you're first starting out. If your mind is going at 100 miles an hour and suddenly you've got to sit still for 10 minutes, it can be physically painful. It can be really, really challenging. And I don't think it offers the kinds of solutions that you need now. We can adopt some practices and habits in daily life that don't take up more time, that enable us to find that calmness, find that peace, both in our schedules and in our mind, without adding another thing to do. So there are some people that meditation is just not suitable for, and that's particularly people with high levels of active anxiety, anyone with PTSD, so any kind of trauma that you're carrying. This can be really triggering for some people. It can be extremely uncomfortable, physically and mentally. So for anyone in those positions or situations, I do advise caution. Also, I've found that if you're a perfectionist, highly judgmental of yourselves, meditation can be really triggering in those areas. So the thing that's supposed to be guiding you towards calmness, peace, inner contentment is actually undermining all of that within your life. It's actually making you feel worse. It's causing feelings of failure. You're not doing it properly. You're not trying hard enough. You're not as good as those people over there. If any of those apply to you, you don't need to do it. There are loads and loads of really good alternatives that lay the foundations for a calmer, peaceful life. Just simple things you can do on a daily basis that negate the need to sit in meditation. Now, apologies, because I might go a little bit ranty here, but it's warnings about some kinds of meditation. One of those things that I would really caution about is doing any kind of meditation that involves mantras, where you're calling on elements of spirits or characters and you're repeating their name and you're inviting them into your life. I would look at it like this. If somebody turned up at your front door and knocked and said, "Let me in," you wouldn't just let them in. You would test their character first. You would seek to know something about them and their intentions before you allowed them in. But when you are repeating mantras, you are opening a door, you are allowing the character of what you are chanting to freely enter your mind and body. Honestly, I'd steer clear because you don't know what you're calling in and onto yourself. So what should you do instead? We're going to look at slow living as an alternative to meditation. So what if I told you that you didn't have to sit still in judgment of yourself for 10 minutes every day to live a happy, calm, peaceful life? You'd be pleased, right? Yeah. You could implement some of these strategies straight away and they would have real impact the day that you implemented them, today. So what are they? slow daily routines. So what do I mean by slow daily routines? It's about taking an activity that you do on routine over and over in your day and just slowing it down, becoming present for it. An example I use quite often is making yourself a cup of tea. So while the kettle's boiling, you stand still. You can use your senses to narrate that activity. So you might say, now I'm boiling the kettle. I feel the steam. The kettle's hot. The cup is cold. And you just keep your thoughts centered on the activity and you are fully present. You can choose your activity. It could be brushing your teeth. It could be your morning beauty routine, preparing meals, anything that's a routine activity. Remove all distractions from that time, phones away, music off, and go through the activity step by step with your full focus. And if you notice your focus is going away, bring it back. Find one activity that you can start with and practice on that. And when you've got that one down, so it feels natural, comfortable, add in another one and then add in another one and just keep going. So the second one is start simplifying your schedule. Take on less stuff. I know that's really easy for me to sit here and say, and this is probably one of the most challenging elements of slow living, one that constantly needs attention. But if you have too much on, if you are overwhelmed, stressed, you need to put some of it down. And what you put down is your own judgment, but you're going to have to start. And it's going to feel uncomfortable and it's going to feel difficult. And you're going to worry about judgment and letting people down. All those feelings are going to come up and you're just going to have to push through them. And you're going to get better at it. But you're going to have to start. So the next time something comes up and you really don't want to, you don't have the capacity, it's going to put stress on your day, just decline. And the other thing that can suck loads of energy are what appear to be pleasant, fun things. So after work drinks, dinner with friends, a coffee date when actually you've got other stuff going on. And spending time with friends is really important. And as you go in slow living, you're going to make time to do the things that are important to you. So just think about any events that really you don't need to go or you don't want to go, or work events where it's dinner and then it's drinks, and actually maybe you just go for the dinner portion and you cut the drinks bit and you go home. Because one of the things we want to look at when we're simplifying our schedule is sleep. And that is our next one, prioritising sleep. I touched on it at the beginning when I was talking about meditation and how if you're tired, you're never going to be able to get up early to try and add more into your schedule. And what we really need to focus on is getting you really good night's sleep. And one of the ways that we can get a better night's sleep is by undevicing our evenings, putting the phone away at like 8, 9 o'clock, goes out of sight, the TV is off. We don't fill our time with junk time we'll call it. We get to bed so that we can have a good night's sleep, so that we can get up early if we want. But I'm not even going to say worry about getting up early. I want you to start sleeping better. I want you to be rested. Remove any distractions in that lead up to bed. And instead of scrolling, watching unsettling TV shows or anything exciting, swap it out for something like reading, something crafty, something that maintains your focus, and something that you enjoy, of course. Just get away from the devices and get a routine going so that you stop at X time, you have a bath, you shower, you do your evening routine, whatever it is, and you get in bed earlier with a calmer mind, and you get your 7, 8, 9 hours sleep a night. Find out what works for you and then get with the sleep. And if things come up after work activities, people going out, but you know actually if you go to bed late, you feel like junk the next day, you feel stressed, you feel anxious. Cut the evening short. Your friends aren't going to mind. In fact, when your friends see how fabulous you're looking and feeling with your new slow living lifestyle, they're going to want to join you. And we can all be slow living advocates till everyone's in bed by 10 o'clock and nobody's asking you for drinks that go on till midnight. Can you imagine? I really hope you've enjoyed watching this video and that some of it has resonated with you and that you are feeling confident and inspired to go and implement some of these strategies in your everyday life. I know once you get started, you'll really start to reap some rewards. If you wanted a bit more information about some of the suggestions that I shared, I have a couple of other videos so that you can go and look at those a little bit more. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.